Hi, my name is Lena Carvel and I haven't put out a video in a while, I know. So sorry about that. We moved in May and as you can see we're in a new room. So space is smaller here, so there's been a lot of trying to figure out where things are gonna go and just getting everything set just right. This is Coco, by the way. I should mention that this intro is being filmed 2 weeks after I actually filmed the whole video, and that's why my hair is now teal, because I dyed it last week. In this video I'm going to show you actually how I set up one of my ball python tubs. I really like tubs. I have both tubs and tanks, if you can see. There are pros and cons to each, but really I like the tubs because they're easier to pick up and clean. It's easier to fit more of them in a space than it is to fit multiple tanks. I really like the tanks too. I don't suggest one over the other, just kind of depends on your situation. I just wanted to show you this time how I set up the tubs. You'll see that they're not like what the stereotypical ball python tub is. Most breeders and a lot of hobbyists will use those small tubs and they just put paper towel and water in there and that's it, and then they just stack them in a rack. That's not what I do. I really like tubs because they do hold heat and humidity significantly better than the tanks do. There are some tricks to the tanks to get them to do that, but I'll talk about that in a different video. The tubs though that I do are more like tanks. I set them up pretty much the same way I set up a tank as far as how I decorate it and how I do the hides and stuff. So you'll see. I hope you like it. Leave any comments below. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer as many as I can. And here we go. This is the substrate that I use for all my tubs. I use a different one for the tanks and I'll do a different video on that. It's Reptic Chip. It's a coconut fiber. No, coconut husk. There's a difference. When coconut fiber is going to be the soily, Eco Earth is the main brand that people see that's coconut fiber. That one's going to be more like a soil. And that one's really good for humidity too, but with the snakes, they have those heat pits. Can you see Gilly's heat pits? Oh, it's not focusing. Yeah, now you see him. So he's got these, they got those holes on the side of their face. They're heat pits. Helps them sense heat. That fiber can get in there and get stuck and irritate them. So it's advised not to use that one as your primary substrate. Gilly is probably gonna have to go back soon because since I'm sitting down, he's going crazy. He just wants to go everywhere. Right, Gilly? He doesn't mind kisses. Don't do that to if you have new snakes. They probably won't like it. But Gilly's my best friend, so he likes kisses. And he actually look at me too. And he's not interested right now, but are you, Gilly? Mwah! 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 So I'm cutting open the Reptic Chip. The reason why I use this in the tubs is because I found that it dries out not super fast, but faster than the substrate that I prefer to use for the tanks. I get Forest Floor, which I think is Zoo Med. It comes already pretty wet, and it's it makes the humidity in the tubs 90 for a long time, and it's I don't want that. That's a little too high for them. So here's the heating pad. If you ever take these off, the more times you take them off, the less adhesive it is. So it's really advisable that you get some sort of heat tape. You can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. I picked black because, I don't know, just like black a lot. I'm gonna talk about this specific tub a little bit. I saw some questions where do you get this tub with the 4 latches, and then someone answered Target. I've seen them at Target. That is correct. I get so many things from Target. I love Target so much. While these tubs are my favorite tubs, I think they're really nice looking. I like that they have a clear lid. I like that they seal in moisture and stuff. These handles break pretty easily. So maybe if you're like really careful, I don't feel like I'm like really violent with them or anything. It just seems like, the pegs that they have are a little flimsy. So if one of the pegs on the side breaks, you can still use it and it'll still close. You can still like wedge the other one in. This is the sticker that came on the tub that I got. I bought this at Target. I've seen it on Amazon. I will try and find the link so I can link that for you guys. It might be a little cheaper on Amazon. It was about $14, $16, I think, which is one of the more expensive kind of tubs you can get. Anyway, I mentioned the thing about these breaking pretty easily. That's my only complaint about this box, or about this tub. The one thing I do like is that there is this ridge right here that allows you to put a heat pad and have the cord go through without causing the tub to be uneven. So with the heat pad, you want to place it somewhere that you think you're gonna have one of his hides. Or if you only have one hide, where's main hide's gonna be. Like I said, this cord will go out here. I'm gonna go ahead and dump this shit in. The spot where the heating pad is, I try and make it a little less thick so you don't have to turn the heating pad on super high. They will sense that there's a heating pad down here, and a lot of them will like move around and kind of like, they'll go all the way down sometimes. So you want to check to see if they're doing that to make sure you're not getting it too hot. So once the substrate's in, the fun begins. This plant is quite tall. It's also quite bendy. So the larger snakes are gonna they're gonna knock it over. So what I do with this, since it has a flat bottom, is I use heat tape to tape it to the bottom. This is gonna go here. I haven't planned this out. I never do. I rarely plan anything in life. It doesn't work out so great a lot of the time. But I don't like planning stuff. I like to use these plants as sort of ways to block out the sides. And I like it when they can kind of flop over the front of the hide so they feel like, oh, it's like, you know, a secret cave. The other thing I want to do is give him some type of log or something for him to bask on. Gilly is really interested in this. I'm just gonna let him do it. gonna go over some of the stuff that I've used and kind of tell you where I got some of these things. This is, I think it's like the Flukers brand. It came in a pack of 2. One of them was thinner than the other one. I think this is the thicker one. And this is just like a jungle bar type thing. I ordered it on Amazon. Plants are just from various places. I think this one is from PetSmart. This one's from Petco. And this one, I don't remember exactly where it's from. Probably one of those 2 places. A lot of mine are from those places. I've also ordered quite a few of them from Amazon. Curious Creatures is my new favorite reptile store in Chicago. It's like a local store, and they just have so much shit. So I haven't bought any plants from them, but they have like a really good selection. This I got from a different reptile store in Chicago that I didn't like as much. I'm not gonna name it, but anyway, the brand is called Mag Naturals, and I guess that name kind of comes from the fact that they use magnets in their hide type things. So these magnets are super strong. It's like really hard to pull them off. So this adorable poop sticker, because right now Pinto is the poopiest. So I thought that was perfect for him. I also have this cool Rick and Morty sticker. I really wanted to put this on here because, I don't know, it just seemed like this could be like a Pinto or a Beezy thing. It might be a really good Beezy thing. I think things like this that are smooth are good to put stickers on. And you also want to make sure if you're putting stickers on things that they're not going to peel off. Since this log is weird, I decided to like clean it up. Because he has a heat pad over here, I'm going to situate his lamp on this side, more toward like this general area, not like right up here, because if he lays up here I don't want it to be like directly on him, but like this general area is where I'm gonna have his lamp. I just piled a bunch of substrate back here and then packed it down, and then I put some of this moss on the sides because I thought it would just look nice, like to add that extra green. The moss that I use is Galapagos, that's the brand, Terrarium Sphagnum moss. The other thing that I did was I got these, they're river pebbles. I think I got these at Michael's. I thought it would be a good idea. I've tried this before, I'm gonna try it again, to put them around the water bowl, because sometimes what happens is if they're moving around, they'll like kind of like dip themselves in the water bowl accidentally because they're just exploring, and then they'll brush some of the substrate into the water bowl, and it's not like they're gonna accidentally drink substrate, but it bothers me. It feels like now it's dirty or something. So I'm gonna try this. And then I have this hygrometer, it's digital. I put some moss back here because it kind of like packs it so it stays up. So it's water bowls right here. I like to, if I can, try and put their water bowl near their hide, their preferred hide. This is his preferred hide. And because they'll like to like stick their head out and just drink some water and then go back in. That's what I would like if I was a snake. I would just, because I don't want to like go across the whole and fucking, you know, I'm just like, I just want a sip of water. This, I believe I got at PetSmart. This, Home Depot or Lowe's, they have these, they're super cheap. They come in all different shapes and sizes. I would love to get super crafty and actually like make some planty type things, like put some flowers in here and stuff. That is something for a future video. So here's the best part, when you get to introduce them to their new enclosure. Here, you saw it. You saw it. It's like, what is this? There's no water in there yet. I didn't put it in yet. And he's going for the poop tube. I use these light stands to raise the light up, and if you don't have one that has a hook like this one, I really recommend it. Like, this is preferable, but if you happen to have one that doesn't, it's really a good idea to like really like make sure it's on there and it's not gonna fall off, because that happened once for a few seconds and it totally melted the top. This gets so hot without, if it's right up against the top of the tub, it will melt the shit out of it. I mentioned I use these moonlight bulbs and I use them all day. They don't produce a lot of light. Like, we sleep in here and it doesn't really bother us. So, oh shit, sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. I just didn't want him to like get out of the tub. My intention is for him to be able to kind of like rest on this to bask. So what I'm gonna do is adjust this so it's kind of more over in this area. And then what I do to regulate this is, he's kind of getting out, so I'm gonna actually close the lid now. Come on, Pinto. Look at your cool tank. What I do to regulate the temp in regards to the light is I have this temperature gauge thing. I forgot what it's called. Watch my other video. I remembered exactly what it was called back then. The brand is Zilla. I use this. This one's meant really for one enclosure, but it has enough outlets to power 3 different heat sources. So I actually have both. This is Beezy's. I have Beezy and Pinto on the same temperature regulator. So you just set the temp to your desired temp, your desired max temp, and what it will do, there's a probe, and that right now is in, I have it, conveniently these holes are the perfect size for this probe to go through. So the probe is actually in Beezy's tub, right about there. And so, well, actually it's right there. So when it gets too hot in his tub, they both will shut off. It works pretty well. It's not like the most, I guess, exact way to do it, but for right now it's working because they're both in the same area. The temperature is pretty much the same in both of their tubs. There's Minto. Do you see how fast his tongue is going? That's because he's excited. He's smelling, but he's also like so excited that he can't control himself. And they have no other way to express emotion. So that's my hypothesis. The heat pad in there, I mentioned in my other video, I use this is just like a lamp dimmer. I put a sticker on it. This like cute sticker that says P for Pinto. You want to make sure that you have enough time after doing this to go in with, you want one of these. It's an infrared temp gun. This one's great. And they're super cheap. So basically it just shoots this little light, and it's not gonna be accurate right now because I'm not actually in there, but it'll tell you what the temp is in there on the surface. Also, this is about the distance that I have the lamp from the tub. If you get too close, it will start to it won't melt the plastic, but the plastic will start to like dip a little bit, and if it gets too serious, you might get a little bit of a burning smell. It has to be, pretty much it has to fall onto here to like melt it. You wanna make sure you have enough time to go back and check the temps and make sure everything's okay. Even if you've done this before, even if you think, oh, like everything's set the way I had it before, it should be fine, because you don't know if maybe you used a thicker amount of substrate or a thinner amount of substrate, or you change things around so it kind of shifts things. It's a different time of the year, like just stuff changes. So you want to check. Don't just change this and then like walk out the door, because I don't know, you don't want some emergency to happen. So safety first. I almost forgot to do an outro. I I have Beezy with me now. I thought I'd bring out another one of the noodles just so you could say hello. Say hi, Beezy. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Beezy's super squirmy right now. So I hope to definitely be adding more videos in the future. I'm gonna try and get out a video at least one a week or one every 2 weeks. If you have any requests for videos that you wanna see, definitely drop those below too. You can follow me on Instagram at Alina Carvel. That is my kind of my business page that I post most of my design work. And then at Good Noodle Inc. That's my snake account. That's where I post all the pictures of my snakes. I will definitely start turning that content into a little bit more of like informative, and also some of the design work that I do that's reptile and snake related. If you like this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos about ball pythons and hopefully more reptiles in the future. We have a couple on our list that we're looking to get sometime this year. Well, not this year. This year's almost ending. Next year. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.